Hello you guys, and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be doing a little bit of an experiment. Ooh, because that is fun, okay? And we're gonna do that because Alter Ego is launching the Mirage palette, and look at this baby. It is beautiful, it is gorgeous, it is reminding me of something else. Okay, this is going to be retailing for $24, where this one right here that it reminds me of retails for $69. Yes, this is the Huda Beauty Empowered palette. Tell me if you see the similarities. You know, some similarities there, and there. However, let me just tell you right now, okay? I have a love-hate relationship with this Empowered palette from Huda Beauty. I did a review on it last year, an in-depth review, because I had to try my best to make it work. I had a lot of issues with it, okay? It's a gorgeous palette. It looks really pretty, but it doesn't last on me whatsoever. I have slightly hooded eyes, and throughout the day, it just creases and crumbles, and it becomes a hot mess. So I have to use the tiniest little bit when it comes to like the gels and the shimmers and things like that. The gel eyeliner in there was a joke, okay? So if you want to see the review, I'll post it down in the description box so you can check that out if you want. But today, we're gonna see if actually Alter Ego can do it better, because I would put my money on this horse, honestly, because I gotta tell you, their recent palettes, the Coastal palette and Sakura palette, I love them, okay? I love them. The Sakura palette, let me show you really quickly, because you just gotta know that, you know, Natasha Denona last year came out with the Retro Glam palette. I didn't want to get it for, what is that now, $80, somewhere around there, because every look that I saw pretty much looked the same. But I did like the color story. I liked the greens. I liked the pinks. I just didn't want to spend that much money for a bunch of shades that look the same. For $20, this one is, I could get on board with that. And I love the looks I've created with it. Lasts long. They did a great job. I love it. It's gorgeous. And then the Coastal palette. Okay, let me show you this one. This has gotten a lot of use from me. It is so pretty. They did a banger-rang job. And that kind of looks similar to Huda Beauty's Rose Quartz palette, right? So some dupes here. We got some duping palettes that do a good freaking job. So like I said, I'm hoping that Alter Ego I will like more, because I don't even reach for this one, you know, because I love the color story, but it's just a fuss. And I feel like the way I've experienced Alter Ego's formulas, they don't go crazy heavy on the creams a lot of times. They do a nice balance. And we'll swatch it. We'll see. We'll try it on the eyes side by side, see how it wears, all of that, and see if they can do that. That's the longest intro I've ever done in a long time, but I had a lot to say. You guys needed to know, okay? But I do have one more thing to say, okay? Just consider, think about it, mull it over while you watch this. Consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. That way you get notified when I post more beauty videos, book videos, lifestyle videos, those things, because I love to film over here and create content for you guys and share what's going on with that. So if you like any of those things, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. If you feel like you need to show somebody this, you can share it. Sharing is caring, you know, let people know. $24. Is it good? Let's find out. And let's go boo. Boop. Let's talk swatches. Okay, so first off, here's just the Alter Ego Mirage palette, so you can see that everything's looking really good. It feels really good as I'm swatching. The mattes feel buttery. All of the metallics and shimmers feel creamy, but not overly creamy, so I'm really hopeful for that. So now let's compare it to the Huda Beauty Empowered palette. Those colors are almost identical. There's just a couple that are a little bit off, but again, the feel of all of these in the Mirage palette feel incredible. They feel amazing. And actually that those gold shades are really what gave me so much trouble. They're what I thought I would love the most about the palette. They kind of are patchy, almost like a topper at this point. I don't know if it's because my palette's been sitting here for a year now and they're just getting weird, but I had so much trouble with those when I actually went to everyday application, just trying to wear them. Even if I just used a little bit as a topper and didn't build it up, it got creasy and crazy no matter what. So I actually prefer the feel of the Mirage. I think those are gonna feel beautiful. So I'll use those today in my eye look just to see how they perform. And then a couple of the shades I like better too, like the marbled type of maroon shade, which I know each palette might be a little bit different, but the one in my Alter Ego palette comes across better, more rich, as opposed to the Empowered palette just came across a little bit more sheer and kind of weird. Like I didn't really know what to do with that color in my Empowered palette. But yeah, I'm very hopeful. I'm very optimistic. Let me know what you think about these swatches and let's get to it. All right, I'm so excited because you don't know how badly I wanted that palette, like that color story, to work. So let's see if we can make it work this way. I'm going to take the shade Wander. So it's not going to be in the same order. It is all mixed up, but I'll do the Alter Ego on this side and then the Empowered on the other side. This is kind of a tan shade, but has a bit of a warm orange, burnt orange tone to it. All of the neutral shades in here, at least in the Huda Empowered palette, I should say, always came across a little bit different on the eyes that I was expecting. So that was something too that was interesting. But I'm going to focus it on the inner corner. And right now it's blending effortlessly, just that little tiny bit. Also, just even swatching this palette, it was way less messy than the Huda palette. That palette is a mess. It's just overly creamy. Like she put too much gel in that formula or whatever they use that it's just creasy and whatever. So Alter Ego hopefully will save the day. So I'm going to just do that. And I'm not used to wearing a lot of makeup these days, so I'm still going to keep it, like medium. I'm not going to go super heavy, but I'll do a little bit more than I usually do just to test these out really well. And I'm going to take the shade Tomb in the Mirage palette. And I'm just focusing that on the rest of the crease right here. And again, it's blending really, really lovely. Now, you wouldn't think it in the palettes because they look a little bit different. It took me a minute to try to find the coordinating shade, but for the first one that I did, Wander, I'm actually going to take Best Self in Huda Beauty. It looks a little bit different, but when you go to actually swatch it or apply it, they look the same. It's really weird. It's really weird. And the other shade I'm using, Tomb, is actually going to be the shade Rebel in the Huda Beauty Empowered palette. Okay, just those little dips. The Empowered side is a tad richer. It's very minute, so keep that in mind. There's a tiny bit more pigment in the Huda palette. Those are the mattes. However, you can add a little bit more if you want to deepen it. Honestly, for me and my lighter looks these days, I don't mind. See, yeah, now I can't tell a difference between those two shades. Can't tell a difference. Let me try Tomb again if I want to build that up a little bit. And it's blending amazing. So, you know, there you go. So forget that. That is achievable to look the same. But obviously the shimmers and everything, that's where I'm really wanting to test this out. But before we do, in the Mirage palette, I think I'm just going to take the shade Nirvana. It's like a neutral brown shade. And then that is the shade, I think it's Big Dreams in Empowered, and just throw that onto the lid. Okay, there are the mattes. You let me know if you're seeing anything different. I'm not seeing anything different. Let's go in now with the golds, okay? I think let's go in first with Carrot, because that's like the star of the show. That's like the crazy one in Empowered. That's the shade Charisma. So first, let's take the shade Carrot. This just feels, and it looks like a regular rich metallic. I do feel a gel, in there, whatever that they use to make it creamy, but it's not overly done. I'm just going to gently press it. Like, look at that. That's banging. Okay, I'm going to press it right in this part of the area. It's going to look weird, but just trust the process, okay? That looks good. That's banging. That didn't take much. Let me try Charisma onto, I'm so nervous, onto this side. Okay, yeah, just gently press it. Oh, see, it's already a mess. It's already flaking, whereas the other one didn't. And this, I would say, maybe, it's not dry. It's not. Like, you may think maybe it's dry because it's been here, but this is how it's always been. It has been a mess. That's why I didn't do my makeup before, because it is crazy. It looks pretty, but I just know, like, I just feel like there's just too much oil or something in it, and it's just getting everywhere. I wasn't having this issue on the other side. Look at that. I hope you can see it. Like, I have little gold flakies everywhere, and I just have a little bit over here, but it's like literally falling as I'm pressing it on, and I'm being so gentle. So I just don't like that. Okay, let me try now with a brush with the other shade. Going back to Mirage, I'm going to go in with Pyramid, the other gold shade, because they are different. So a little bit flaky on that with the brush. Let's gently press it. It's better with a finger, gotta be honest, but I just have these long nails that don't allow me to get into the inner corner very well. So we're gonna have to do it this way. And I kind of want it to be a wash anyways. Ugh. Yeah, definitely drop in some color on the brush. And what I do is I'm gonna take it and run around it out. Okay, it looks crazy right now, but just trust the process. It's really about experimentation anyways in this video. So I'm gonna wipe that brush off and go in with the shade Limitless in the Huda palette. The other gold shade. This thing, it feels questionable, to be honest. It's like, it's just too creamy, and it's not really picking up on my brush at all. Oh yeah, that's way different. I hope you guys can see that. That is like way different. You can barely see it. Now, preference, do you like that better? I kind of like it, but not for what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be banging, you know? And that is like taking a dried out glitter eyeshadow, like a liquid glitter eyeshadow, like when my e.l.f. glitter eyeshadows dry out and I try to apply them. This is kind of what it looks like. And for almost $70 in a palette, and it's technically not hit the expiration date. It's actually been 24 months. It actually has a 2-year shelf life. So, and it's only been 11 months since I got this. That's when I posted that video. So now let me see if I can redeem it. But this is what was happening. I was having to use too much. Okay, I'm going to try to take some with my finger. No, it's going everywhere. It looks so cool if you can build it up though, like you have actual foiled gold on your eyes, you know? So cool. But will it last? That's the problem. Okay, and it just got everywhere. So let me now, you know, keep it even, keep it fair. On the other side, let me go back in with that same coordinating shade, Pyramid. Doesn't really need as much. This is such a problem. I need to like not wear nails if I'm going to do eyeshadow videos. I've now officially made a mess of myself, but the fallout is extreme on the Empowered palette. I definitely do have it on this side, on the other side, just because I was making a mess, but oh, look at that. Oh, it's just so messy. It's such a hassle. But for $24, I can deal with that. It's the $69 that it's like, no, I can't. Principle alone. Let's go in with, I always like to have like a little inner corner highlight or something. So I'm just going to take the shade Cleopatra, which is more of a antique silver shade. Pop it right here, like that. And then in Empowered, that is Bold Moves, which is one of my favorite, but again, didn't last. Didn't last, and it's barely picking up anything on my brush. Okay, so that's that. Let me clean this up a little bit, think things over, finish my makeup, and I'll give you guys my final thoughts. Okay, let's go. Okay, here is the finished look, all completed. And you guys, I went through, before I did my face makeup, I removed all of the glitter flakies and stuff that I had falling out. Definitely more on the Huda Beauty side, but there was some on the Alter Ego side as well. But the funny thing is, now that I just completed all my makeup and I was looking at the mirror up close to like, you know, see the real comparison between the two sides, and I notice all of a sudden I have a ton of glitter or whatever, the gold, underneath my under eyes. So I don't know if it's just constantly flaking or what, but it's really annoying, okay? So as far as the differences of the two sides, you let me know if you see any difference. I don't, except for the Huda side. Definitely looks more, not sheer, because it's still not sheer, it's intense, but I definitely see a translucentness to it, that's the word, where that gel suspension is kind of going on, and it looks heavier on my hooded eyes. So that is something that I don't really love. It almost texturized my eyes more. Jumping in here to show you the end of the night. So this is the Huda Beauty palette, and check out all that creasing. It's almost like whatever binder that they're using to create that consistency is melting throughout the day with my body heat. This side, teeny tiny bit of crease right there. That's it though, not even on that part. It's just like between the matte and the cream, but look at how badly, how patchy that one is. So there you go, boo. So I, for one, based off of first impressions, would gravitate to pulling, would actually pick the Alter Ego Mirage palette. Oh my goodness, I think that they did it. I just think that overall, at the end of the day, between this $70 palette, let's just call it what it is, $69, $70, you know, am I gonna use this? No, I don't use it. But will I grab this Mirage palette? Yes, because that was fun. I always like think when I want a gold, oh, but no, you know. So now when I think of using a gold, I will use this because everything came out good. It looks good. It's a different look, but at the end of the day, the Empowered palette, even though they tried really hard to make that what it was, in execution and in actual wear, it just doesn't work. So why deal with that when you can just get a similar look without the fuss, without the hassle, and less mess? So for me, that's the winner for me. I can't believe they officially did it. That was crazy. I'm so happy to have an option that I'm not gonna be like, about. I'm going to be excited to use. So if you want to get this one, or actually any of the other ones I recommend, like Sakura or Coastal, you can shop at shopalterego.com. I will leave my affiliate code down in the description box so that you can, or right here as well. That way you guys can get a little discount on these. I do have an affiliate code too for Huda. So, you know, if you still want to get that, if you're actually sold to get that one, you know, by all means, knock yourself out, but come on. Come on, that's like a $50 difference there. So I'm all for this one. But that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out what my thoughts and opinions are. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. And also follow me on Instagram and TikTok at ashleyellix, as I post more quick content over there. You guys see my face a little bit more over there. Not that that's just like, I don't know. Do you want to see my face more? I don't know. But I say stuff and I do things. So if you want to check it out, then head over there. Oh, I'm in a weird mood today. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.